sweet friends, welcome back. I hope you are all well. You guys know that I love to make a pocket folio in every different kind of style and different folding technique. And so for today, we're going to be using a 6x6 paper pad. And of course, we've got to have some beautiful images from my shop. This was pretty easy to make as well because we are scoring our 6x6 paper and creating pockets. And we have plenty of room in here for pictures and journaling. This winds up to be quite chunky and nice, just like we like it. And so if that sounds good to you, then stick around and we will make it together. As I mentioned, I'm going to be working with this floral farmhouse paper pad today from Paper Studio. So you know that is from Hobby Lobby. And this has a really nice variety of florals along with geometrics. And so I appreciate that for these projects where we're hoping to fold and make pockets and have lots of paper layering. Keeps that from looking too busy. I will say that this is not double-sided paper. So that is one other challenge that we have to work around, but it is really lovely and thick. I don't know if you can see on the back part here, it has kind of a linen-y texture, and so that is really nice. And there is going to be a haul video coming up next week of some other things that I picked up. I had special projects in the works, and so I did treat myself to a couple of little things just for funsies. So I thought I would share that next week, but this will be included in that haul, but I cannot wait. I do not have patience, and so I've got to get right into it. So for our project today, we are going to be using our 6x6 papers without cutting them to create the inside pages. And so it is basically just going to be the 6x6 scored either at 2 or at 4. And how you combine them will create pockets, and it will create some hinges, and so that you can bring these together to create a double-sided paper effect with a pocket. And so I will remind you as we're working along that there will be a left and a right-hand side. That doesn't make a difference in the measurement or the scoring, but it will make a difference in which one you keep on what side. Did you want to start with a flap or a hinge, and this will be what you adhere it to the cover. And so keep in mind that for the left-hand side, we want our hinge or the flap to be on the left. And then when we get to the right-hand side, we want it to be on the right. And so for that, we have this first piece, and it is scored at 2. So now I know that this will be adhered to the front cover, and I can begin to build these layers. And so what I want to do is add my second piece here. You see, I still have it scored at 2. I'm going to bring these together so that this becomes the hinge between the pages. And of course, I do like my 2 glue combos, so I'm going to add a little bit here in between these layers. And then I'm going to bring these together just so that my corners meet and it is straight along. So now we're going to have these two adhere together. I want to add my pocket pages next. And so I still have that 6x6 paper, but now I've got my adhesive on the 4-inch side, and I'm going to use that to wrap around and create the pocket. So I have that double-sided tape, and my Tombow. This time that flap is going toward the outside of the page, so that I can fold it over the next page here. You see, now we'll have our pocket. I'm going to do the same thing for this side as well. It would be easier to position that over top so that I get it positioned exactly right where I want it, and then fold that into place. Now that we have our pockets created, you do want to come in with that Tombow and add just a little bit here along the edge very sparingly so that it doesn't squeeze out. And then flip that over, do the same thing for this page, and then you can apply some pressure and allow that glue to set up. If you have all of your cutting done and ready to assemble, you can just have a book on this now and move on to a different step. So now that these pockets are well adhered, you can see that this is going to have 2 pocket pages here and then 2 full-size pages with the beautiful pattern paper. So when I work on the other side, it will look a lot like the first side, but we're going to wind up with our flap going toward the outside. So what I want to do is leave this portion toward the back and then bring these together as I did on the first one. Got 2 more of that pretty pattern. And once again, I'm switching the scale or going from a floral to a geometric so that it will be a nice layering effect. And then once again, I do have that double-sided adhesive on the 4-inch side, the 4-inch side for the pages that will become the pockets. And like on the other side, I do have 2 of these. So we're going to wind up with 4 pockets. Okay, so now I have all of these done just like on the first side. I will have to close that pocket up with that Tombow one more time. You don't have to use 6x6 paper. You could use your 12x12 and cut it down, but I really like the scale of this paper pad for these smaller pages. I think it just makes more sense for the pattern. Let's close both of those up. And then just like on the other piece, you do want to hold that in place while the glue sets up. So as I mentioned now, you're going to want these flaps or hinges on the outside so that you can adhere them to the cover. I do want to have a sturdy cover for this, and so I'm going to go right for the 110-pound cardstock. And so this is going to be 6 inches high by 8.5 wide. I scored it at 4 and also 4.5. So this is going to be the depth that we need to accommodate the bulk of the layers that we want to have. And so remember that we have our double-sided adhesive on the side where it was the 2-inch flap, and this will adhere this to the cover. I still want to utilize that 2 glue combo, especially for this piece where this is going to be holding this section in the book. And I'll just fold that right on up to that score line so that I know it will fold properly, keeping it square and even as I work along. So this will open this way and then this way, and then this will be the back page. Because we only have that 2-inch section, we're going to come in and cover that with another full-size sheet. So I have picked the same pattern for the back and front cover so that it will coordinate nicely. And this is just cut to be 4 inches wide and then 6 inches tall. And that's just going to cover that partial piece that we have going on there. So now we have this back section on, we can move to the front and we will adhere that exactly the same as the back. So now it's bulked up pretty well, and you can see that we'll still have room inside for the additional layers that we want to add. But now you can see how we were able to get all of those surfaces covered. And I did pick white for that thick cardstock because I knew that it would be white on the back side where our score folds are. And so I didn't want that to kind of be more apparent where those scores were. So now we have both sections here covered, and we're going to want to obviously cover the outside as well. And so I'm choosing to add a colorful cardstock at this point, not only just because I think it gives it a more finished look, but why not add a whole extra layer of sturdiness to the cover? That just makes sense to me. And so I have my cardstock cut to be 5 7/8 by 3 7/8, and the pattern paper is 5 3/4 by 3 3/4, and that'll give us that nice border of the cover along with that colorful cardstock. And now that is super thick there on the back. And I want to cover the front too. Let's drop in some trim first so that we can capture that in between the layers. And so this is just going to be a pretty stitched satin from Really Reasonable Ribbon. And I do have that same measurement for the front. However, I did take the offcuts from the other pages where I cut for our inside cover, and I just use those as layering patterns, and I think that just gives it a lot of extra detail, and it didn't take any additional pieces and your colorful cardstock. So this really bulks up quickly. Now I do want to finish the cover with some additional details, and I have an image that I printed from the Vintage Sewing Printable 2 from my shop. And so this is just a collection of pretty sewing images on a coordinating background. I took the cardstock, that's the same as my colorful border, and added it to that. So not only will that give us a place to add our journaling, but it does help to make these thicker, and so they will be more sturdy in the pockets. And I picked one that I liked for the cover. I don't have the specific size in a rectangle doily, but I did have a square, and since I'll probably be covering the bottom of it anyway, I think I can hide that underneath the flowers. And so let's just add this pretty high up there because I do need to leave room for my flowers. And I did add this to foam so that we can begin to build some dimension here on the cover. So before we add any other details, let's just go ahead and put the rest of these images in. So this was a printable from my shop, and it has 9 images total. So once we picked one for the cover, that means we can have 2 for each of the pockets here inside. You see how they slip in very well, and there is additional room in those pockets for keepsakes and mementos that are flat. So let's just put 2 of these in each one. I think that is going to work really well to add bulk to this and give us plenty of room for finishing, which will be nice when we put our memories and our pictures inside. I think this one could also be used for writing on. It doesn't contrast too much, so you would definitely be able to see that. So now we have a total of 8 inserts in our 4 pockets, and then 1 image left for the cover. So let's just go ahead and tie this up now and clip the excess so that it won't fray. I did mention that I had some flowers picked out, and this is a fairly compact little arrangement here. I just wanted to fill in the bottom of that and kind of cover where our square doily doesn't cover the background. Just going to add that with some hot glue so it's well adhered. Just want to work to keep any of the fragile bits from falling over the side. Just happen to have a couple of little sewing machine charms, so I'll add that to the top as I do with some string and a little hot glue. Then I will bring in those sequins to balance out that charm, and so I'll put 2 down on the base, I think, and 1 up on the image. I'll add those with my Tombow. Okay, so that's going to be it for today, you guys. Remember, we're going to be doing a haul in next week's video, and so you can let me know in the comments what collection or what brand you're hoping to add to your own stash. And if you did enjoy this, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. As always, I'm wishing you a happy and productive day, and I thank you so much for watching. Bye.